Well, g'day. So there's Jimmy, the little one, the little pup, innit? So it might be a long video today because I'm going to show you some things from my happy memories of Australia. For most of the 1980s, I lived in Australia, and that is the Australian flag. It's the Southern Cross with its pointers. What are you doing though, innit? He says, what's the box though, innit? What's the box? And we're sniffing Samantha Fox. He's got his paws on her tits, isn't he? He's a monkey. I wish I could get my paws on her boobs, I'll tell you. I'm joking. I'm not that perverted. I might be there quite soon, but... So I've got loads of things to show you today. This was the leaving card that I had from my dear mates in England. Good luck, goodbye, good farewell, sod off. So sorry to see you leave, and don't kick your own arse on the way out the door, sort of thing, innit? But they were my mates that effectively, Caleb, by the way, Caleb was the name that I was given. We all had names we used to smoke a lot of hashish, innit? And we all had names for each other, and Caleb was mine. Funny, isn't it? So what was I going to do over there? Well, I trained as a fitness instructor at the National Amateur Bodybuilding Association, and I'd done this course, and I was hoping to become a weight trainer. Somebody that would teach people fitness and stuff, but it didn't happen. I ended up just working as a builder, whatever. So to make things cheaper, I spent a lot of time in backpacker hostels and what have you, youth hostels. YHA, you can see this one's in 1988. It was on the bicentenary, the Australian bicentenary. It was actually just before I left the place, but it's a great. It was a great experience. My time in Australia, I loved it, every second of it. I can tell you, you could dive. I didn't dive, I must say. I did a bit of muff diving. No, I'm not going there. But I didn't do any diving, as in going snorkel diving or scuba diving. You could go whitewater rafting. An amazing experience for years for me. Unbelievable, really. It's obviously that these. What are you doing though? It's licking my hand, isn't it? It's licking my arm. It is. It says you've got all these scars though. They need licking, isn't it? Backpackers Inter Express coaches with the rhubars on the front. It's all good, baby. It's all good. Cape Trib. I remember that very much. North Queensland. Cape Tribulation. Awesome place, absolutely awesome. Fitzroy Island, been there, been it and done it, innit? Unbelievable fun. And you see, they're all based around backpacker things. Oh, by the way, sorry, this is my Australian box, mate, innit? I've got this Australian box. I found it in the attic, and Pinocchio's bar. I ain't no liar. I remember a joke. Some girl sits on Pinocchio's face and she says, she goes, lie to me, you bastard. Sorry, that's my Build-A-Bob sense of humour. But no, it's all good. Look at the hairstyles, look at that. That's the 1980s, isn't it? In Cairns. Cairns was in Queensland. Atherton Street, Main Street, Atherton. Sorry, I've even got it wrong again. The old brain's going, ooh, ooh. But Townsville, mate, Townsville. Been there, done that. Fitzroy Island Resort, and it was all. Anyway, that's enough of that one. That's that. Okay, that's that one. So what's next? There's me. There's me living in Glenferrie Road, Hawthorne, Victoria, Australia, mate. When was that? 87, so it was a year before, 1987, mate. LNS Research Corporation, I think they were experimenting on me. I tried to make money in any way I could, and they used to give me lard. No, I'm not joking either. You think I am, but they used to give me drugs and see if I was going to react to them. And I didn't. Well, I might have done. I don't know what it is, isn't it? That's gone wrong in my brains now. That was a sticker. That's what it is. It still is a sticker. Would $1 million make a difference? Gold lotto. And bloody hell, mate. Bloody oath it would, mate. But I've got all sorts of bits and bobs here, innit? I've got this thing from the letter post, from Australia Post. That's in North Key. Look, that was when I was in Brisbane. That's me. AJ Robson is me, by the way. I was in Brisbane, Brizzy at the time. I don't know what that is. It's got an Australian stamp on it though, isn't it? It's all It's in Victoria. It's from there. Oh look, here's the cars. Here's the Auto Supermarket. This is what they used to have back in the day for selling cars. In Australia, you got the old Jags. They used to the Aussies love the old English motors, isn't it? Look at them all. Look at them all. Look at all the Rovers and all the bits and bobs. Oh, nowadays they wouldn't touch them with a bloody shitty stick. You know, all you've got nowadays is Japanese cars. I was told by a friend who still lives out there. My dad used to have a Volvo like that, and you saw it was amazing because Australia is obviously very warm, mostly. The cars just preserve and they carry on, they crack on, innit? And yeah, it's all good for cars, for metal, for the work on the metal. This was a friend of mine's motor, innit? LTD, Ford LTD, beautiful car. And he sent me the brochure, in actual fact, when I'd come back to the UK by this time. That's the clock, by the way, if you're wondering what that is. But look at the plushness of that. Oh my giddy goodness gracious me. The LTD whispers luxury, it says there. Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did, innit? It could whisper bloody luxury into my ear in any day it wants, innit? But it's obviously dated. Of course, it's a 1980s car, isn't it? You know, it's a 1980s thing, innit? So that's that brochure. What have we got here? The new mate, the Australian masterpiece, the Ford Fairlane, the new Ford Fairlane, and absolutely awesome cars. Bloody hell! I such happy memories. Unbelievable, beautiful cars. I drove one. A friend of mine called Ken ran a business in and I was living with him and his wife, and she was gorgeous, Leanne. She was absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and I used to flirt with her, even though she had 3 kids. But she used to sort of puff her hair and think it was all fun, you know. Great. I loved it. I was a right dirty little sod when I was a kid, I'll tell you. Yeah. Like Sid James was saying. So there's the SMB gym where I was hoping to be an instructor, you know. But things had gone a bit quiet by then, didn't it? That's the brochure, as it were. So look at that. It's so long ago. So you can get a 12-month membership for $195, 195 Australian dollars, and then just casually come in. Casual sex is only $5 an hour. I'm joking. It's not sex. It was a training place. So this is tide times for Moreton Island, which is an island off the Brisbane coast that I used to love to go to. And that's all the tide times thing for that. And this is Moreton Island. Welcome to Moreton Island. I used to go over there surfing, you see, because I used to be a surfer. Not a lot of people know this, but I used to surf when I was a kid, and I was pretty good at it in actual fact. Not a big wave rider at all, but enough to do the job. You know, why not? Indeed, isn't it, son? Why not? But it was beautiful. The colour of the ocean, that's not a lie. That is absolutely how it looked. Mount Tempest. It's a sand island, by the way. Total sand island. And it's effectively moving about a bit, isn't it? It's mooching about. Corringal. So surfing off Cowan and Bulwer, you get... Yeah, you know, look at that, caution, waterline things, because the sea used to come in on you, see. And you came across on this big thing called the Moreton Island Venturer. There it is there, look. That's how you got across in it from Brisbane, Maine. And ultimately, there it is again. That's how you got across it. So you needed the times. The Chermside Bus Service, mate. City Limited. I don't know where the heck's that's from. Brisbane again. It's Brizzy again. It's from my time in Brizzy. So what's that? A bus timetable, I suppose. I don't know. Let's get it open. Oh, there's a map. There's a map, and it's upside down. G'day, mate. How you doing? I'm from Australia. So there it is. That's your map for that one, isn't it? And then you've got another one of these fitness centre things that I would, as I said, I told you, I'm not a liar, isn't it? That's my NABA award, isn't it, for training as a fitness instructor when I was a kid. It was only a brief soiree. Chermside Gym. Did I do that one? I think I have done. So there's Findlay. That I've done again. Backpackers Down Under. Just under the covers. I've got a great story to tell, actually. It's a bit rude, but there were these two German girls and they were absolutely beautiful, and we were in the Backpackers Lodge, and they got in later. We were all bedded down. Obviously you share a dormitory, you know, and these girls had the tradition of just stripping naked before they got to bed. It was very warm. You have to understand, it was very hot in Australia. And these two beautiful girls used to strip off, and all the blokes that were in the room were sort of pretending to be asleep, you know. And so they'd go down naked, and we were just googling them. I know it's perverted. We were kids, Christ help us. We were youngsters. Don't get me wrong. There was no perversion there. We were kids. So there's a map of Moreton Island that I've got from, I don't know where, probably surfing Tangalooma, mate, for a quick getaway. Get away. If you've got to get away, you've got to get away. And that's pretty much what it looked like, Moreton Island. Sand Island, as I say. They stuffed a load of horses and donkeys on there because it was around that reef where it is. A lot of sailors back in the day used to get wrecked. And so they would have to swim if they could get through the shark-infested water sort of thing onto Moreton Island. And yeah, talking of sharks, well, I used to surf, and I've brushed up against many a shark in my day, mate, I can tell you. That's the National Geographic trailer. There's the one that was hunting me. I mean, it was a mother of a thing, Jawsome, and that's when was that? 1987. That was, yeah, from the Sun, and they got this thing. They had it. This is a newspaper, obviously, from Australia back in the day, isn't it? And they caught this darn thing. I don't know where it is. That's somebody ringing on the phone. Sod off, I'm not on. I don't want double glazing, innit? Not interested. I've got double glazing. You see, it's all double glazed. It is, innit? It's not happening. I don't know whether I'll have to probably go. That's Samantha Fox, still lusting over her, even after all these years. But there's all these different bits and bobs. I don't know if it's going to come about. Is it going to come about? Now we're just thumbing through. You can see the films that were about in the old days, Evil Dead. Now we're just thumbing through an old newspaper, aren't we? Which is a bit naughty. Oh, that was a massive. I loved that. The Lost Boys. That was wicked. That was The Lost Boys. Look at that. I remember that. Brilliant film. Brilliant movie. Had so much fun watching that. Saw it about 5 times. Oh, there it is. Look, poor bugger. They had to catch it though, innit? Because it was a man-eater, and it had eaten a couple of men. It had done them. It had eaten them. It was digesting them whilst they caught it. But unreal, really. The size of the swine. It was, well, swine. It was a poor creature. I feel sorry for it. In actual fact, now it's dead, isn't it? G'day, mate. Of course, you've always got the Hogs, the Paul Hogan, and this is from that time. Crocodile Dundee was Crocodile Dundee, mate. Was one of the biggest hits that you could have ever had when I was in Australia. And there he is with his lovely ex-wife Linda Kozlowski, I think her name was. Yeah, I enjoyed every second of. That's his first wife, I think it is. Yeah, what an amazing book. I've forgotten I even had this. The Sheila. He was very funny, Paul Hogan. He probably still is, actually. Hopefully he's still going. He used to paint the Sydney Harbour Bridge, can you believe it? And there he is up the bloody bridge, isn't he? The Stairway to Stardom. That was him doing his old... Well, he's probably up there for a photo shoot, but he used to paint... It's a Leslie Phillips moment, isn't it? Oh, no, sorry. Can we? But, yeah, well, there you go. So this video is cracking on. So it's probably a record, this one, for me. But it was a great time for me in Australia. And, yeah, all I can say is thanks ever so much for watching. I'm going to crack off now. Otherwise, no one... I doubt anyone's here, innit? But, we used to do adverts for Foster's. Do you remember those? So funny. About as popular as a rattlesnake and a lucky dip. And the Castlemaine 4X adverts were superb as well, but very funny. Anyway, I've got to go. There's Jimmy. I'll leave you on the handsome one. All the very best wishes and cheers.